your CIGTV News Update, I'm Donna Bush. Thanks for joining us. Deputy Director of Preparedness and Planning with Hazard Management Cayman Islands, Danielle Coleman, has returned from her secondment to the British Virgin Islands. Ms. Coleman has described the situation there as worse than the devastation caused by Hurricane Ivan on Grand Cayman in 2004.
We arrived in the aftermath of Maria, so we'd had that, I think immediately after Irma, there was a lot of destruction on the roads. Even Maria, again, we saw a lot of the roads being down, most of the buildings being either partially destroyed or destroyed. At very least, there were like smashed windows, but of course, a lot of them did have no roofs, and we're looking at tarpaulins everywhere. Most of the cars were damaged, and most of the businesses were closed down at the time. So it was a pretty destructive site when we first arrived. We did see a massive improvement over the month we were there for, because again, roads were being cleared, buildings were being mended, but at the same time, it's a very long road to recovery. We saw a lot of people, because they couldn't work because the businesses were closed, a lot of people were volunteering either for the distribution with government or the wider picture with the NGOs as well. So it was a really, really great thing to see people coming out to volunteer. Obviously, when you've lost your home and life is very uncomfortable, the fact that you're going to give to others and actually work for the greater good of BVI is incredibly important and a wonderful thing to see. It was very humbling. Again, I think people were really, really generous. Again, they're very desperate because, of course, they are living this very, very difficult lifestyle. A lot of people are now out of work because the businesses aren't necessarily opening straight away or may never reopen. So a lot of people were getting laid off, and that was the long-term effects that we don't necessarily think about when we see an overnight hurricane, a couple of days, and then all of a sudden your whole life changes forever after that.
Ms. Coleman worked alongside the Red Cross, who was collaborating with the Department of Disaster Management and BVI. Minister for Home Affairs, the Honorable Tara Rivers, lauded Ms. Coleman's efforts, as well as HMCI's Director, Mr. McCleary Frederick, for the first 2 weeks following the storms. She also said that Ms. Coleman has learned a lot from this experience, which in turn will help us to better prepare for and cope should we experience such a natural disaster again. Well, the Department of Environment is reminding the public that Conch and Whelk season opens tomorrow, November 1st. Anyone going out on the water this weekend should know the limits and not be tempted to poach. It is also still lobster closed season. The open season for Conch and Whelk is designed to give people a chance to recreationally harvest these marine gastropods in a sustainable way, said DOE Senior Research Officer John Bothwell. Our goal is a sustainable recreational fishery for both of these species, not just this November, but for many years in the future as well. During the open season for Conch and Whelk from November 1st to April the 30th, it is legal to take Conch and Whelk from Cayman Islands waters, but only within the legal possession limits. For more information on all of the closed seasons and other conservation rules, you may contact the DOE on 949-8649 or email them at doe@gov.ky. Alternatively, you can download the DOE app to your Apple or Android smartphone. That app is doe.ky. Well, recently the first Stood Up Fair took place and attracted dozens of students from across Grand Cayman. Now, the anti-bullying fair, which was planned by the Department of Counseling Services Family Resource Center in partnership with various private sector companies, encouraged children and youth to be creative in exploring ways they can address bullying. The fair featured student booths with their anti-bullying projects. Students from primary and secondary schools participated in one of the 2 age categories. FRC officials say they're pleased with the turnout and explain what they wanted students to actively participate, or rather that they wanted students to actively participate in finding ways they and their peers can help prevent these antisocial behaviors. Finally, if you missed our news update, you can go to the Cayman Islands Government Facebook page as well as the CIG Television YouTube channel. For now, I'm Donna Bush, as always, thanking you for joining me, hoping you'll do the same again on Wednesday. Until then, bye-bye for now.